Antarctica has perpetually remained Earth's enigmatic core, a harsh and forbidding terrain, predominantly cloaked in dense ice, experiencing plummeting temperatures as low as -55 degrees Celsius. The severe Antarctic conditions have rendered it an almost extraterrestrial land, a realm seldom explored or inhabited. Yet, amidst this desolation, diverse entities have found a niche to call home. Prepare yourself for the unsettling narrative of a U.S. Navy flight engineer who spent 14 years stationed on the McMurdo Station with the Antarctic Development Squadron. The astonishing encounters he recounts are bound to challenge your perceptions and prompt a re-evaluation of everything you thought you knew about the planet's fifth largest continent. In January 2015, investigative journalist Linda Moulton Howe received an unusual email from a retired naval flight engineer. The man, desiring anonymity, asked Howe to refer to him as Brian. This confidentiality was paramount as he prepared to disclose details of his tenure in Antarctica spanning from 1983 until his retirement from the Navy in 1997. Long-held military secrets that he had kept concealed for years. Brian, the chosen pseudonym, had been stationed at Antarctica's McMurdo Station. Situated on the southern peninsula of Ross Island, McMurdo was recognized as the largest research station on the continent, established by the U.S. government in 1956. It accommodated up to 1,200 residents at any given time. Brian played a role in Antarctic Squadron expedition missions, where his responsibilities including rescuing individuals from various locations. Discussing his encounters with Linda Moulton Howe in Antarctica, Brian admitted that, initially, everything seemed entirely ordinary. However, a series of inexplicable and peculiar incidents unfolded around him, defying rational explanation. During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, Brian and his entire crew witnessed a perplexing event. Multiple silver darting objects move in peculiar synchrony, forming around an unconventional pattern. Brian described the occurrence, noting that they move from one peak to another in groups before simultaneously taking off. While a singular observer might dismiss such an event as hallucination, the fact that the entire group of people witnessed it left no room for rationalization. Significantly, Brian shared Hall that this was not an isolated incident but a recurring phenomenon. The question loomed, what were these mysterious objects that Brian had observed? Could they be extraterrestrial spacecraft? According to Brian, this was just one of many enigmatic occurrences he had witnessed in Antarctica. On a different mission, Brian was assigned to rescue individuals facing a medical emergency. While such a mission might typically be considered routine, this one was far from ordinary. It entailed traversing a no-fly zone, an area strictly off-limits to everyone working there. However, with time taken away and lives hanging in the balance, a decision had to be made. Embarking on a rescue mission, Brian had no inkling that he would encounter something so unnerving that it would prompt him to re-evaluate his chosen career path. Passing through the no-fly zone, Brian spotted a colossal entrance to a cave, slanting downward into the ice. Recounting the experience, Brian described the expansive cavity, estimating it to be at least 200 feet in diameter. While the sight alone was enough to induce perspiration even in the frigid Antarctic winds, Brian's apprehension intensified when all the onboard equipment suddenly ceased functioning. In Brian's words, "Our instruments are not operating. We were losing electricity. We had magnetic anomalies, and we concluded there's something about this hole that is now causing these problems." Following the completion of the medical recovery mission, upon returning to the base with his crew, they found themselves surrounded by individuals in suits who were conspicuously not from McMurdo, distinguished by both attire and demeanor. These individuals were evidently from Washington, D.C. The question naturally arose, why were they in McMurdo, so far removed from their customary offices? The answers to Brian's inquiries soon become apparent. These officials informed them unequivocally that they were never under any circumstances to fly over that hole, and furthermore, they were prohibited from discussing it. However, the fact that a man in suit silenced all the witnesses at McMurdo didn't negate the existence of massive, conspicuous cavity on Antarctica's surface. What Brian observed unmistakably resembled an entrance to something significant. The pressing question arose, where did it lead? Could it be the gateway to a clandestine underground alien colony that the US government sought to conceal? While we commonly perceive Antarctica as a place inhospitable to human life, did you know that researchers had uncovered compelling evidence suggesting the potential for life beneath its icy surface? Remarkably, they have identified a warm and potential habitable oasis concealed beneath the thick ice sheets of Antarctica. Let's delve into the details of this intriguing discovery. In close proximity to Mount Erebus, a volcano has given rise to a network of ice caves, wherein temperatures can reach an astonishing 25 degrees Celsius. Researchers hypothesized that this inviting environment may have been shaped by the interplay between Antarctica's cold surrounding and heat emanating from the volcano. Astonishingly, the lead researcher from the Australian National University unearthed startling insights during forensic analysis of the cave soil. Although no visible plants or animals were observed within the caves at that time, the researchers detected traces of DNA from algae, mosses, and small animals. Notably, the team speculates that the warm conditions within the caves might have fostered the development of new species of plants and animals, entirely distinct from those found in other parts of the world. Now that we possess evidence challenging the notion of Antarctica as an inhospitable ice expanse, it becomes more plausible to entertain the idea that alien life forms may already inhabit the region. Brian encounters with unidentified flying objects, inexplicable phenomena, and a colossal 200-foot wide hole in the ice all suggests that the potential existence of extraterrestrial entities, particularly underscored by the directive for him and his team to keep information about the massive entrance confidential. If there was nothing anomalous about the cavity, why would authorities in Washington feel compelled to silence pilots and their crews? Predictably, Brian's experiences are not isolated, as other individuals in Antarctica have also borne witness to extraordinary events. Renowned polar explorer Admiral Richard Byrd, during his 1947 expedition to the South Pole, reported sighting an immense entrance to underground world. His revelation carried significant weight, considering he was among the foremost aviators in the US military. Richard Byrd, a highly decorated American naval officer, had navigated and led expedition across the Atlantic Ocean, a portion of the Arctic Ocean, and the Antarctic Plateau. Notably, he is credited with the discovery of Mount Sidley, the largest dormant volcano in Antarctica. Considering his extensive qualification, one can envision the public outcry when Byrd declared that he had discovered a sizable opening at the South Pole, extending deep into the Earth. According to Byrd, this ice-free zone was purportedly inhabited by various types of aliens. Notably, Byrd made these assertions while still in Antarctica. However, upon his return to the United States, he underwent intensive questioning about his statements and allegedly received orders to maintain silence on the matter. It is widely believed that Byrd was prohibited from engaging with media outlets or discussing experiences in Antarctica with other sources. Remarkably, Brian's accounts seem to corroborate what Byrd had observed years earlier, yet both men face similar governmental indifference. The question arises, could there be extraterrestrial colonies in Antarctica, and is the US government aware of their existence? What are your thoughts in Brian's testimony? Do you think revealing his experiences anonymously was a prudent decision? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. Kindly hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, and activate that notification bell for more additional astonishing revelations on alien controversies. And if you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.